The dwarf smiles. At ease,
Need some chatter to pass the time, friend? I wish I knew. Would love to be in the hall with the rest of my kin. But I'm a man of
his imprisonment.
Need some chatter to pass the time, friend? I wish I knew. To pass the time, friend?
Always choose the right path. Nothing we didn't see coming. We always knew Gareth was fated for greatness. As a boy, he'd leap through the fields with wooden sword in hand, slaying imaginary demons, protecting us from whatever evil he would dream up. We also knew that good men make enemies. We knew evil would come, and so it did. Not as a demon or as a witch, but as a man Gareth once knew as a friend. Jonathan. He watched eagerly as those shambling husks descended. It seemed like a game to him. Like theatre, we would never blame Gareth. The righteous always pay a price. May the Seven will it. He will always be the hero we know him to be.
She nods.
The truth can be difficult. We all want to believe in each other. It's what separates us from the void. It's what makes our existence worthwhile. It's what we do next that defines us. We can respond with treachery, or we can rise above. I trust that you will. Gareth did his duty. We felt it was only right that we did ours. The farm was always a safe space for sorcerers needing refuge. They deserved a haven, and so we gave them one. Our guests were usually frightened, shy, grateful. They never used their source, so the Voidwoken never came. The last one, though, she wasn't like the others. A lizard named Hanag. We housed her and fed her. Robes like a wizard's, voice like a queen's. Voidwoken appeared before long, and paladins after that. She clearly drew the Magister's attentions. Our fates were written. Given the choice, I'd sooner open my heart and home than keep it closed out of fear and anger. Reckless? Perhaps. But also right. May Gareth always... May Gareth always... May Gareth always...
The dwarf smiles.
Need some chatter to...
Solid and immobile, the silent monk abides.
May Gareth all...
It's true what the old miss told me. Victor, she said, you can't gamble forever. It's only a matter of time before your luck runs out. Bless her heart.
The skeleton is old enough for flies to have eaten its flesh, though some of its owner's clothing still remains intact, including a belt with a gleaming buckle. The bones look properly intact, though its skull is askew, as if the skeleton is looking in a direction it shouldn't be able to. The belt may have been gnawed by rodents and reptiles, but the name engraved on its buckle is unmistakable. Victor. You see no blood or signs of struggle. The surrounding vegetation is green and healthy.
Here's one corpse that never got a proper burial.
You re-examine. The bones look properly intact, though its skull is...
Never was good at knowing when to... Never was good at knowing...
Run! Run! Run away! Run! Run! Run away!
It's true what the old miss told me. Victor... Never was good at knowing...
You were kind and honest and devoted to your dog, but you came a-knocking here in search of work, and the dog took a fancy to the man of the house. Your own dog turned on you and tore you down.
Run! Run away!
I've spotted something.
What could have done this to her?
A man paces back and forth, puffing anxiously on a pipe. His face is creased with tiredness. The faint coppery hue of dried blood stains his hands. He sees you.
If you're looking for healing or the like, then you'd best look elsewhere. My plate is full for now.
The man chomps on the bit of his pipe, generating a small cloud of nervous smoke. Finally, he plucks it from his mouth and clears his throat.
I came by a new patient, a young woman, very troubled. I'll do what I can for her, but I'll need to concentrate. And that means...
He gestures with his pipe for you to leave.
This isn't someone with a broken leg who needs to be held still. This is serious and dangerous. I doubt you could help. The answer is...
A man paces back.
If you're looking for healing...
The man chomps.
I came by...
He gestures with his pipe.
This isn't someone with a broken leg who needs to be held still. This is serious and dangerous. I doubt you could help. Fine. You can help. Take this key and go to the cellar. I'll join you there. Just be careful. It's clear she's a powerful sorcerer, but also whatever she was subjected to has warped her in body and mind. I have her locked up for good reason. Why would someone do this to another person? Why would someone do this to another person? She's badly afflicted, but still powerful. I need to get close.
Across the cellar, a shape bearing some resemblance to a woman lurches around to face you. It utters a marrow-curdling gurgle.
She senses us. Be calm and quiet. No sudden moves. Be careful. If you alert her, she'll...
Another gurgle, sharper, angrier. Then the sound of rapid footfalls rushing towards you.
You'll do nothing.
Dark
thing. The gods must be in a bad humour to let this happen to her.
He fishes out his pipe and tries to spark it alight with some flint. His trembling hands make it difficult work. He shoves the pipe back in his pocket.
To hell with the gods. I'm going to see what I can learn from this poor girl before I give her a proper burial. Maybe it'll help me save the next one. Well...
He rolls up his sleeves and produces a surgeon's knife.
Only one way to find out. Leave me be now. I have work to do. Poor thing. How did this happen to you?
This again?
Shame that poor girl couldn't be saved. But at least I've learned what happened to her. Some sort of maggot was planted inside her skull. It was twisting her mind, warping her body. Oh, I can't fathom how someone could do that to another person. I'm going to get back to my usual work now. Maybe it'll help me take my mind off things. If you're after a healing or a spot of trade, my door's always open. All right. Hold still now. Back again, eh? Help yourself. Everything I've got till next time. Take care of yourself.
again.
You see yourself in the mirror. It's quite a sight.
It's true what the old miss told me.
Couldn't scarcely think before you took me back to that place. Name's Rufus, former dig site chief and archaeologist. Currently a dead dwarf. In damn Empress paid me to... I found what you guess when both... Suppose that'll teach me to be greedy. Eh? I wish I knew. Being dead's not...
The elf spirit seizes you by the shoulders, but you feel nothing. His eyes are panicked, and he appears to be shouting something, but you can't hear him. He screams on, but with another's voice. An elven child, in terror and in pain. The fog, the fog, the fog! Those screams will never leave you, even... The squirrel's nose twitches. The spirit stands with her feet apart, arms at her sides, palms up. She appears to be chanting something, perhaps a prayer to the sky. But you hear nothing. You are a dancer, a lover, a jester. But then the death fog takes the forest, and all you know is gone. The screams of your people echo in your heart. You become a warrior. You die fighting, all play forgotten.
Need some chat.
You hear the roar of fire, the crack of burnt awnings falling. The spirit stands before you, silent among the wreckage, his skin half melted down his face. He turns his gaze towards the corpse of Lone Wolf Pigsbane. His peeping skull cracks into a grin. He turns to you and bows. The spirit's grin lingers as the spectral flames around him fade. Skin reforms around his skull. He is a handsome man with gentle eyes. He waves and vanishes. The man who killed the spirit now lies dead, and he knows it.
Claim your free in knowledge.
He holds out his hand, index finger forward. A spark crackles between you. Visions flash before your eyes, you using the air to cow your foes, or mastering water to leave them cold and helpless, or watching them fall as the earth moves beneath you.
Choose.
He touches the tip of his finger to yours. Your mind opens, and your understanding of the earth expands. He smiles.
Use it well.
He dips his head in thanks, raises his index finger to his temple to say goodbye, then vanishes into the ether.
You killed him! Villain's dead. He's gone along with his name. All gone. All gone. All gone.
If Hardwin were to receive her head, it would make his day. I'll leave that with you.
He raises a hand in salute, then vanishes into the ether. crazed lone wolf spirit screams and does not stop. He returns to himself. The screaming stops. Both eyes settle upon you at last. He looks tired. He looks haunted.
But I've done such terrible things.
He takes this in. A single ghostly tear trickles down his face. He raises a hand in salute and disappears. Chemistry assails you, but this spirit is not unhappy. Whatever was keeping him here has now lost its power. He's ready to depart. He fades away, gone forever to the Hall of Echoes. A ghostly aura shrouds the log, along with a penetrating icy cold. Bitter cold shoots up your fingertips, through your arm, shoulder, neck, and into your brain. Your whole body contracts with the aching freeze, and a voice sounds inside of you.
See what I see. Feel what I feel. Look down.
Where your feet should be, you see great gnarled roots disappearing to a mossy forest floor. As this log once was, you are an ancestor tree. As you examine yourself, you see the top of a small elven child's head as she approaches. She wraps her arms around you and rests her head against your great trunk. You pass her a memory. Once you were her father. You pass her the softness you remember of her chubby cheeks. You pass her the warmth between you when you curled back to sleep. A tear trickles from the child's eye and onto your bark. She whispers that she loves you. She says she will come back tomorrow.
You see?
The child departs, and night falls. You hear voices and the dull thud of axes. A human approaches you and pats your trunk. He raises his axe and...
You see?
You lie in pieces on the forest floor. Rough hands toss you into a cart and haul you away.
You see? You see what he does to me. You see he takes me from my life. You see he cuts me into part. You make him pay. His bones lie buried in our sacred soil, but his spirit remains. Find him. Take from him what he takes from me. I show you where. Find him. I find peace then. I find peace when he is gone.
The spirit's chest heaves in short, hard bursts. Its face is pinched into a tight sneer, fists balled up at its sides. It falls to its knees and grabs its matted hair in two fists, then rips. The spectral mats break away and reappear.
Shove your questions. Swallow nails, you. You.
He catches a string of spittle with the back of his hand and wipes it away as a malevolent grin spreads over his face.
God did do us all a favour and go die. Doesn't matter. They won't stop. Not till they're all dead. You can be sure of that. They ain't what you think. They'll do anything to survive. You'll get what's coming to you. The good guy. Everyone's their own good guy.
He scratches at his scarred face with spectral nails, digging deep grooves that instantly vanish.
No.
You make the bad man go away. You did it. He can't hurt me now.
The child smiles a ghostly gap-toothed grin and waves goodbye.
If I could give you the biggest hug in the world, I'd give you the even bigger one. I love you.
gone. It doesn't hurt anymore. You did it. You saved me from the bad man. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
The stag's head watches over the room, its black eyes wide and The surface of the mirror ripples with a sickly... You see the outline of a skull, perhaps once an elf, though the flesh has all but rotted from his bones. What remains is the flat, dull colour of sick. Behind him march ornately clad Black Ring. The picture flickers, fades, then returns in full relief. Beneath the din of the marching soldiers, or perhaps alongside it, a voice snags in your mind, like a fishhook in an open eye. It makes a demand. Tell it if you killed another Godwoken. The image strains and flickers again. Each time it comes into focus, an odd sensation tickles your head, like a small, many-legged creature were trying to wriggle its way in through your ear. The image flickers and fades to a hazy sheen once more, and the sensation vanishes.
He's gone. I guess this means I can leave. I hope the next place is better. This was a bad place. Bye, and
if we wanted to get eaten by a bleeding void walker. True enough. That giant lizard...
You spy a lizard lady dressed in the royal colours of the House of Law. She nods at you politely, but remains quite silent. You notice her skin is of a bright red colour.
I am Sadha.
3 words that must suffice, it seems. There is no further explanation forthcoming. A sudden intensity darkens her onyx eyes.
If you truly know him, you'll be so kind as to bring the Red Prince to me. with haste.
The great creature gives you a disinterested look.
Yeah. For all the good it's done me. Still, can't complain. Leastways I could complain, but no one would listen.
The beast chews thoughtfully.
Nah, no point moaning. You take what you get and you don't get upset. Am I right? I am right. Still, thanks and all.
It turns away, disinterested.
Well, howdy there. Nice to see a fresh face among these dour saps. So it is. But these things never last forever. Either the death fog will blow over, or the fireworks in Paradise Downs will cool off. You'll see. We'll be right as rain before too long.
Paddy was pulling a cart. Paddy pulled it real good. Slowly, careful, slowly. Paddy carried the good stuff on account of Paddy was real good at it. Paddy fell in the ravine.
Recognized food. Big old nasty beast popped out of thin air. So I ran. And then...
have sailed from driftwood like a
Move along, stranger. Not much to see here, but a bunch of sad saps with full carts and empty pockets. Sure, if we wanted to get eaten by a bleeding void walker. True enough. That giant lizard must look like a great mutton chop to him.
Gotta say, I think we're onto something interesting.
Well, howdy there. Nice to see a fresh face among these dour saps.
We should have sailed from driftwood, like I told you.
Sure, if we wanted to get eaten by a bleeding void walker.
And you think that won't happen again? We like sitting ducks.
True enough. And that giant lizard must look like a great mutton chop to him.
So it is. So it is. But these things never last forever. Either the death fog will blow over, or the fireworks and Paradise Downs will cool off. You'll see. We'll be right as rain before...
Move along, stranger. Not much to see here, but a bunch of sad saps with full carts and empty pockets.
Should have sailed from driftwood, like I told you.
Sure, if we wanted to get eaten by a bleeding void walker. Move along. Despite what they say, misery don't love company.
should have sailed from Driftwood, like I told you. Travelling light, are you? Smart. I've got my whole life in these wagons. Look at me, like a fly in molasses. Happy travels, eh? Not unless you can bring back the divine. He'd untwist it. We should have sailed from Driftwood, like I told you.
I'm getting paid. Ain't stuck anywhere. Keep your hands off the merchandise, or you'll be hearing from me.
And you think that won't happen here? Relax, sitting ducks.
Move along. Despite what they say, misery don't love company.
You spy a lizard lady dressed in the royal colours of the House of Law. She looks you over in silent... She looks you over in...
Ground's trembling almost as bad as the Lady Vengeance. Going to be a grim harvest here this year.
Sure, if we wanted to get eaten by a bleeding void walker. True enough. That giant lizard would look like a great looking
spirit of a young woman stares in blissful devotion at the lone wolf alchemist. She gazes at the dwarven lone wolf and... The spirit of a young woman... She gazes at the dwarven lone wolf, adoration in her eyes. She gazes at the dwarven lone wolf and... The spirit of a young woman stared...
The dwarf's shoulders set. Thy name's Rufus, former Digside chief in our...
Careful now, that's a trap.
Likely story, Wolf. Go on. Piss off. Else what? You lone wolves kick the shite out of me and send me into an accursed minefield where my cart gets blown up and I get killed, and all you can do is laugh. Nothing you can do is worse.
The ghostly elf stands protectively over his corpse, eyes darting across the minefield. His gaze never quite falls. You are a warrior, proud and...
Well, hello there. Fine day for a walkabout, don't you think? You enjoy it now, here? Never know when you might end up like me. Then your imagination will have to do you. Best of luck to you. You have yourself a pleasant day now, here. Sure as Mama Morris died of a toilet spider. Only oversaw the place for dang near 50 years after all. Now in my day, we were a proper mill turning around half a ton of timber by the day. No mean feat for an operation this size, I tell you. Had to shut her after the last of the elf raids, though. They were brutal. Can't say I blame them, what with how quick we were turning over those trees of theirs. But a fellow's gotta make a living, you know. Not much, no. Never met him myself. I do know they rigged this place to holy high heaven just after settling in, though. Some folks are very private. Me? Oh, no. Sock spider. To an elf, maybe. To me, it meant food on the table and enough gold to pay the doctor. Never know when a hat spider will get you. Oh, I doubt it. We mostly supplied the divine order, see? They couldn't buy now.
Here lies Ermine Kringus, faithful overseer. Here lies a loyal man who wished to remain anonymous.
They'll shoot you through if you get too close. I'm gonna try and slip through the back way myself. I like a trivet challenge.
I've spotted something.
Remains.
So very nice to see you again. Hope you're enjoying this gorgeous weather. You look like you deserve it. Huh? You can talk to him? Odd. What interesting. Did the tree have a message for me? What now? Hey, kiddo, you're talking crazy. It's a tree, not a person. Even if it used to be a person, it ain't anymore. You been licking tree toads? Ah, so very nice to... Huh? Odd. What interest did what now? You been licking... For a walkabout. Oh well, don't let me keep you from it. But best of luck. You have yourself a pleasant day now. Here. Odd. What did the tree have a message for me? What now? Hey, kiddo, you're talking. You been
The spirit stands with her... You are a duck.